It's all about natural flow, Trent.
Natural
not reading
flow.
on
Sometimes I like bringing
Have
things to the
you
show.
seen water come out of a tap? It's natural.
Natural.
Yeah.
Fucking natural. Hey, I think we might need to produce Jason just to come up and just sort Trent out. Trent,
Sorry, I have bits.
Jason, do you want to sort him out,
I'm
Jason?
contributing to the show.
I think you should sort him out because you're the one that tells what's terrible and what's even worse. Then just sort him out.
What's terrible and what's
Okay.
So, do you approve of the
Trent, can I just have a... What are you doing? There you go. I sorted it.
You should have seen that.
No, it would have sounded like this if you actually that bald head. That's what it would have actually sounded like.
Like the paintball's clapping your ass.
It's like slapping some bare butt cheeks.
So do you approve? Should we all start writing notes beforehand, Jason? And because that's what he's doing. He's writing scripts.
Okay, let's just between you and me and us three. I think Trent could do with some notes. We've all seen how bad his openers are, so anything to help him. Okay. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Alex, Mitch and Trent Show. I'm joined as always by Alex.
How are you, Trent?
Oh, good.
That's good.
Ooh, I
That's
like
good.
that. Ooh. That was a snap. Like, how are you? I like that.
No, how are you? I was just asking.
I'm good.
Yeah,
And how are you, Mitch?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, good.
Jason, how are you, mate? Since asking 20 minutes ago. That's why I love being asked twice in 20 minutes.
I am fabulous.
Oh,
Thank you.
geez. You
Turn
just
that one.
snapped,
I'm gonna have to turn that
snapped
one.
my eardrum.
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
But I liked it. It was nice.
Yeah, that's good. I'll turn that one down for you guys. Sorry about Jason.
If,
Jesus.
we're talking about drinking culture in Australia. So all us amigos, when we went overseas with my blessed sister, one thing we discovered was our drinking culture compared to other countries. So when we went to America, in LA specifically, I had a memory. A lot of hostels we'd stay at, we'd see people from different countries, and it'd be great. And one thing that I noticed, but speaking on behalf of them, was our drinking culture compared to other countries. We were quite a strong drinking country, quite a trying to find the word, very I don't know, very good at holding our drinks, I'd say. So compared to some other countries, even competitiveness, linking in the drinking
Not
culture.
saying that we're the best,
but we're pretty good.
I'll give them this.
Yeah.
Their tequila shots are double the size of ours.
Yeah,
I'll give them that.
So I have a specific memory when we were in LA and we were staying at a hostel, and we come across these boys that were from. Do you remember, Mitch? Do you remember what country they were from? Oh, I remember. I just remembered.
Are you talking about I want to.
Hurry up!
Are we talking about the? I want to talk about.
It's
So
a
we're talking about
beer
an
pong.
LA
Beer pong.
Beer pong. We were just playing, having a bit of fun.
Yeah,
And
correct.
then a couple of lovely Argentinians
yeah. So,
decided to join the fray.
yeah, so we were playing, having a real social fun game, just playing a bit of beer pong. It was really, really fun. We love it. That's something we haven't played in the past couple of years.
Pong
It's been a
championships.
Mitch and I, when we went to Thailand, even had some serious, amazing competitiveness where like countries would verse countries, and Mitchell came out the winner. Did hurt my heart a little bit.
Number one beer pong player
Yeah.
in Thailand.
In the entire
2021.
in a
World
party
Championships,
hostel.
World
In a party
Championship.
hostel. Yeah.
Look
Got
the
a trophy,
record.
got a free bucket of fruit tingle,
Oh yeah,
and the glory.
and the glory.
that I
yeah.
still carry with me.
Yeah, it was amazing. Anyways,
Just
I don't
want
want
to
to segue too far
Let's
off.
not
but
forget.
these Argentinian blokes,
My biceps have been so much bigger ever since those days.
we met many Argentinians that are lovely. These ones though, specifically, were a little bit competitive. They love the beer pong, and they were very confident. And long story short, we ended up having a drinking game, like beer pong, against them. And Mitchell, correct me if I'm wrong. How many games did we play? Was it one or two?
Over the course of...
Oh, we played a couple, didn't we?
Hang on. So no, but the full story is...
Oh, I
We
don't
were playing-
want to hear the ending. I just want to know that because the ending is quite amazing.
The end, the fountain of youth.
Yeah,
No,
the
no.
fountain of you. You know. That's
No,
it.
but the biggest part of the story is we played beer pong with everybody
Every
for the
country.
better part of 4 or 5 hours prior to
correct.
these Argentinians showing up.
Yeah, and they rocked up
And
sober.
They rocked up sober as a judge.
Yeah.
Literally, they're like, we'll play a game against you. I'm like, okay, yeah, no worries. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
All friendly and all.
Yeah, everyone we met, we were
And they
shaking
literally
hands.
put headbands on.
They
Put their fucking their family crest on their shoulders.
That's the most
Fucking
serious...
war paint on and everything. Fucking pulled their socks up higher than Wiz
Yeah.
Khalifa. And off they went. And absolutely just beat us.
And by this time, we were 5 hours in, and and they rocked up sober, and they were like so serious about it.
Oh my
And
God.
Basically, looking at all the other people from different countries we were versing, our culture was super having fun. It was all about being fun.
Inclusivity
We wanted to
and-
win, but they just changed the whole dynamic of everything, and we were just like, oh, okay, all right. And we were like, if you versus 5 hours ago, would have been a very, very different game. But that was one specific memory I have is us playing in LA and just the different drinking cultures between different thing and how we compare to
LA
others.
was funny.
But we did find out that us Aussies, we probably drink some of the strongest. There's not many other countries that I can think of that.
I was very underwhelmed with America.
Correct.
Sorry if there is any listeners.
With the drinking efforts. With the drinking efforts.
Man, I've seen all the videos of their college
Frat parties.
and
We didn't go to one. So.
blah 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 blah, and I'm like, wow, these guys are gonna be mad fun to drink with. Get to Vegas, roll in there, go into we found this little area. They had beer pong tables and pool tables.
I'll give you this. I've never seen a casino with a beer pong table before. That was interesting.
That's cool. But that's catering to the world that's going to Las Vegas.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
totally.
But very underwhelming drinking effort by Americans, and if I ever do return, I expect you to try and prove me wrong. But
Throughout this episode, you're going to hear us talk about a lot of questions and things brought up about, how much drinking and our mindfulness of consumption, all that kind of stuff. But long story short, these are all just opinions, and we are all, I guess you'd say, frequent drinkers. We drink here and there within the week. So basically everything you hear is, we're still on the side. We're not technically picking a side. You might hear us.
we are at no means against drinking.
Yeah, we're not against
We
it
just want to
necessarily.
discuss the topic in regards to
Drinking culture in Australia.
in Australia.
Yeah.
Just and how it differs from where we've travelled and from what we've seen across TV shows,
Yeah.
from obviously our travels and people
Stories.
that we've met.
Yeah.
Stories.
Basically our personal opinions and what we've experienced. So we all experience different things.
It's definitely a big. It's hard. I don't want to word it like this, but I'm going to word it like this, and you'll know what I mean. Drinking is a big part of Australian culture. From how it's. This is where my intellect goes so far up my own arsehole. Portrayed.
Yeah.
The drinking culture in Australia around the world is portrayed as something pretty fucking gnarly.
Yeah.
And it's not that it's not,
It's pretty accurate.
but there's more. There's a
It's
lot.
pretty accurate.
It's not like a ridiculously common thing, but there's not many stories that are not true. And I don't want to speak for you guys, but I've lived a few of them stories myself
Yeah.
over the years. And that's what today's topic is about.
Yes.
Just having a chat about it. Nothing against any of it. Everyone.
Yeah, nothing against it or even nothing to say that we fully support it. It's just
it's just a
our
general
opinions and our experiences. So enjoy listening to this garbage.
I've actually got a funny story.
Go on, Trent.
Not that I'm not going to derail. This doesn't mean I'm not derailing the show.
No, Trent, you never derail.
You've
I'm
never
going to
haven't
say
derailed
just
one.
a little bit of a comparison with our drinking culture, say just directly to America. And I'm not, everyone here's the 21 drinking age in America compared to Australia, it's 18. But I'll tell you this.
It's 18, is it?
Sorry?
It's 18, is
21 there.
It's 21 there, 18.
18
18,
yeah.
Yeah. But I'll give you another little step. Is that I have some American family, and so you hear stories, and they're a lot more conservative with it in America. Obviously, with 21 drinking age, but
baffling.
we have a story. Is everyone in Australia, when we went to a 16th, 17th, or 18th birthday party, we get a note from our parents saying that we're allowed to drink at this party. All right, and then we give the note over. and we'd be allowed to drink at the party, and drinks would flow. In America, I told that to my sister-in-law, and she was like, "What the hell?" She could not believe that's a thing in Australia. Because if someone did that in America, that would be like my son or my daughter's not allowed to be friends with you. That's just a general consensus in America. It's just but to us, that's totally normal.
Yeah.
It's just every weekend. Everyone's everyone's
I don't think I ever.
Mum was like, another birthday. All right, let me get me fancy pen.
I don't think I ever.
They come and pick me up at 11 o'clock. Too many mud shakes again. Yes, I know, Mum. Sorry.
I never had one of those notes written for me ever.
Well,
I never had a note written for me.
And you were pissed at 16? No.
Joking.
Joking.
Yeah, no, I never.
He was legless at 12,
Yeah.
but that's another podcast.
Yeah, exactly. don't give me spoilers. What are you doing?
There you go. No, I got a couple of them.
Yeah.
Got a couple of them.
But it was just it's
for Monique's birthday.
I
got one.
My family friend, so I didn't need one.
Oh,
so
that's fair. Yeah.
So a lot of it was hearsay.
she was there,
but
of
it's just like legal obligation. That's the only reason why it's sent in the note. It's if something happens,
it doesn't cover you. That note.
No.
That note doesn't cover you.
No, that's literally just
it's just like, oh, my mum said it was okay, and your mum was cool with it. So
what is it? Just a piece of paper.
That's literally just
a weird little.
They trust you that he's hosting the party to help in serving the alcohol responsibly to underage people.
But it doesn't protect you. It doesn't protect you from any. If something goes wrong,
are you sure?
Yeah, bro.
Do you want to clarify? I'll
Clarify it.
So with the letter note thing. So how old would you be?
Like my first note was probably 16.
16, right.
16.
So if there's a adult around...
No, it's a law.
Is it?
The note?
Yeah, wait. In Australia, it's against the law to serve alcohol in a private home to anyone under 18 unless you're the young person's parent or guardian, or in the case of most states and territories, you have permission from the parent.
That's so insane. I thought it was just you're all good.
Yeah. It's basically like a legal binding document, yeah.
Can you imagine all the 16-year-olds around the world that want to move to Australia right now?
Discerning
Well,
listeners.
I heard that the studies in Australia are really, really good, and my education will flourish.
But Mum, you have to come with me and sign off.
Or if you can just,
Kids in America, Mum, Dad,
Can you just sign 100 of these just so I've got like a stash or whatever?
Don't worry
Make sure you sign it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that $200,000, $300,000 university in America. Come to Australia and get that cheap $50,000 degree.
Yeah.
Still recognised worldwide.
You know what? You know what we're doing? We're actually teaching those kids to make genuine pitches to their parents at such a young age to move countries. You know, that's education in itself.
If someone
to have that kind of forefront knowledge to pitch a whole move of a family.
In saying that, I don't agree with the 21 drinking age. If you can buy cigarettes in America at 18, isn't that the thing?
Yeah, well, this is the what? This is the conundrum with the US.
Yeah.
They send their kids off to fight in wars. Isn't that true? Like 18?
18, yeah.
Yeah. So they can't drink, but they can die for their country.
You can buy
That's
a gun.
fucked up.
You can buy a gun.
Yeah,
at
you can buy a
18.
gun.
that's
you can buy a
fucked up
gun
too.
at-
Yeah.
even younger.
What?
I think it's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can't drink alcohol till you're 21. I like any kid can kind of get around that in America, but
That just compares our drinking culture to, example, America. Like, that is just such a world of difference in such a... Oh, well, maybe that's
But health-wise, totally makes sense. 21 makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
You
haven't developed yet.
Yeah, totally makes sense.
Yeah.
But also, there's the choice. If they're calling you an adult, then you get to make the adult choices.
Well, I think, why not though? Like, Australia's made it pretty firm on their gun beliefs and their cigarette beliefs and all that. So it's probably a safer part of the world to be able to bring your drinking age forward to 18. Because
In Australia, yeah.
Well,
we've got our handle on so many other aspects that other countries that may have a later age to drink alcohol, we've got a handle on that much other stuff.
Yeah.
Where it's a safer atmosphere for parents to allow their kids and for the country to allow people of that age to be out drinking. But in hindsight, they're wrong. Australia is an absolute buckled country.
Nah, we're all right.
And my God, is it fun.
We're fine.
Here they are thinking, oh, look, we've done so well with this and that and the other. We'll let everyone drink a bit early. Everyone's at revs at 18 for 72 hours. Absolutely fingered. Having the time of their lives. And honestly, God bless Australia.
Yeah.
You know? Sorry to say.
We are the lucky country.
I feel like Americans do have down packed at like that, even at 18 sort of thing. Like they understand consumption a bit better than us. We're just like pounding them down at 18.
I can even think of just finding out that moment in life, and you know what? Some people still haven't hit it. The how much is too much kind of thing. Your consumption. Not even thinking about like consumption as in now. Thinking about, did you guys have an age or a time where you went, okay, I kind of think I know my limit of drinks, or are you still finding that?
Oh yeah, no. 25. I might say he hit a wall.
Yeah.
But I didn't hit a wall per se where it's just like, fuck, I'm going to stop drinking. It was like hit a wall like, yeah, I got to...
Yeah, that's your consumption.
Yeah,
that's okay, I need to...
Yeah, it's not so much I need to stop drinking. It's just more like, hey, I just got to dial that down a bit. Like, you know, a couple to, say 2 to... It used to be 2 to how many I can fit in a day to like, hey, I'm happy from 2 to 6. 2 to 6.
Can you give 2 to 6 what? As in like...
Drinks.
Oh, in a session.
In a session.
Over a week or over a couple of days? What's...
Oh, well, yeah, I used to be a drinker. Over like lockdowns and stuff.
Oh, yeah, we'll get to that. Don't worry. Yeah, that's a whole nother...
That's a whole other thing. That getting myself out of that mindset was crazy. But in general, yeah, it's maybe once a week now, but a lot of that time, it's probably about 8. So if you think about it, you're supposed to have like 1 standard a day sort of thing. It kind of evens itself out over the week of consumption. There's a bunch of different rules with it. They say you have dry days, all that sort of stuff.
Not really rules. It's just suggestions.
Yeah.
Just
Mitchell.
But I can give you a red hot tip. 95. I'll be generous to Australia. Maybe 87% don't follow.
Yeah,
totally. Well, you know, the one category that we spoke about this before, Trent. I think you mentioned like a doctor's visit, and I thought about it. Like, if you could classify like what you are as a drinker, like even thinking of myself, like whenever I drink, it's a binge drink. I don't personally. I only drink maybe once a week, maybe every once a fortnight. Like I don't drink at all. The only time I do drink is usually with everyone together.
And you've always been the same since you were a kid. Like since we were first going out together. You could never do like a continuous couple of bevies after work type thing. It was either you don't drink or we drink and we make something out of it.
It's basically a binge drink. Like I might I drink once every 2 weeks, but that one session I'll probably drink 2 weeks worth of drinks or a week. So it's like, is that still healthy or suitable? So
I do recall like the doctor visit. I had a doctor visit, and we're going through like all the questions you kind of go through, and we got to drinking, and it's like we talk about it at first, and it sounds like we're really good. I only have a few on a weekend, once a day. Then you go, it's always that thing. It's like, how do you drink every day? Da da da. He's like, you should have dry days. Yes, totally. But then you get to like, oh yeah, how many do you drink on that one day? I'm like, well, last time I had that question, it was a ridiculous amount, like on that one day. And it's just like, well, then you're being ticked to the high end of the scale, technically, because you get marked as a binge drinker for, 1 day of drinking 6.
It's a bit of
6. Like that's the high end.
It's a bit of a wake up call, isn't it? Like, to see that, totally. And it's like, oh, geez, actually, maybe I shouldn't be drinking that much.
Before...
I've had 6 in the last 6. No, I'm joking.
Before morning tea.
Trent, you were mentioning lockdowns and how that impacted your drinking habits from a weekly or daily basis. Do you want to go into that a bit more? I reckon I could.
Yeah, we all can.
Yeah,
I'll speak on that. Lockdown for the entire world was just like, I don't know, everyone got locked down to a certain point.
We still haven't come out of that.
Yeah.
I'm still probably going to see worse things from it, to be honest.
And it's easy to train or to get a bad habit. It's easy to pick up habits, and it takes like a few weeks to develop a habit.
If you do something 21 times in a row or 21 times,
that's what I was after.
Then it becomes a habit.
Yep.
If you do something,
so if I blink 21 times, if I breathe 21,
if you wanted to try and do something subconsciously in your life, if you consistently try and do it for 21 times,
say 20,
maybe we'll
21 days. Do it for 21 days.
I'm telling you,
21 days.
If you, it's so far off topic. But
No,
if you,
that's
say
not.
you folded paperwork, folded your toilet paper, a different way that you've done it before, and wiped your ass with it.
Well, that's what I've done.
21 different times.
Yeah.
That will begin to become part of your subconscious.
But there's a whole thing
and
with
you
it.
You will start to do that
Without realizing.
without realizing.
There's a whole thing though, is that if you break it in that 21 days or 21 times, is that then it's not a habit. But obviously that didn't happen in lockdown. Lockdown for me was each night bottle of wine.
Yeah.
Totally. And there was a point where I went to a doctor and I'm like, hey, I'm doing this now during lockdown. Actually, I went to it and then they were like, you should have some dry days. And I was just like, how many dry days do you recommend? I'm like, you should be having 2 dry days a week. I'm like, that seems insane to me. But then it made me just think, I'm like, man, I don't want to be doing this 5 days, having a bottle of wine 5 days a week. That's not my whole thing. Yeah. And lockdown, I don't know, just trained a different drinking habit in me. And when I came out of it, man, I was like a different thing. I didn't like it. Didn't like it at all.
It was the thing about lockdown drinking. The reason why I drank more when I was in lockdown was the situation of lockdown was annoying and it was hard on everyone. Yeah. But my reason wasn't like I was drinking because like I was sad about the situation or anything like that. It's because there was nothing to do. There was literally nothing. We couldn't go anywhere. We couldn't enjoy. Sober company.
Same 4 walls.
Yeah, there's literally
of work.
It wasn't like I need to do this. It was like, I got nothing else to do.
Couldn't go beyond 5 kilometers to your house.
Yeah.
So I walked the same streets over and over,
And I've heard many other people in the same situation, like not just people sitting at this table here, but it's just like we were bored. What else could we do? It's there was nothing
watch
else.
Watch something on Netflix.
It was just. And what about you, Mitch? Same situation, basically. There's just nothing else to do. Without going into too much context.
I was lucky in a sense that I'm still at home for the fact of not drinking as much as I probably could have been had I been either in like a share house with you guys or by myself or something. Like I feel like that's one thing that as much as my mental health suffered pretty heavily, being in lockdown at home, having at least, I had my mum, Jez, my sister, her partner Ryan, we were all living in that house together. That helped, and it helped me to still try and sort of keep it to a moderation. There were times where we were sneaking in a 6-pack and maybe having a bevy after work with a couple of the work lads just for something that we could do outside of, work to just have a discussion about things.
Just ball. Yeah, literally.
But I was pretty lucky. I think there would obviously come the weekends, us as a household, we'd get on it. But I was pretty fortunate that I was sort of kept in a household where we weren't sort of encouraging each other to just go.
Yeah. Polar opposite over here. Yeah. We were the polar opposite. But you know what? We got through it. It is what it is. It is what it is.
And it isn't what it isn't.
Yeah, that's a nice one as well.
Let's not worry about the drinking during lockdown. How were the sessions once lockdown lifted?
Oh, yeah, that was the thing.
Oh, yeah.
The bad habits I brought in out of lockdown. That was danger.
Danger.
Had to recalibrate everything.
The first two particular moments was the first time we went camping together with it was us and a couple of the lads. But that first night we went to Paul's house and we sat around the fire.
Oh,
do you remember?
Was that with the deodorant can?
No.
Okay, sorry.
Jesus Christ!
No, I'm trying to.
No. That was the first catch up that we'd organised where we could. It was at the back of Paul's house. back of Paul's house. It was back of Paul's house, sitting around the fire.
Anything significant happen that
It was
I'd
the first time
trigger
he
a memory?
mentioned Darkside.
First time we...
He mentioned Darkside Burgers.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, cool. Yeah. So
Remember?
when that... Yeah, my brother, long story short, had an idea to make a burger place. Ended up making it. It was really cool. But it all started from an
It all
idea.
started from an
Yeah.
idea. Well, he had the idea, and then it was the first time he'd brought it to our attention, was when we finally caught up as a unit of mates who hadn't seen each other in however long. It's just stemmed from that. Coming out of lockdown, my God.
Yeah.
I'm fucking ready.
Jason. I reckon, I'm just letting you a little bit of a future knowledge. I think eventually there will be a time where I won't throw to you. There will be one of these other boys throwing to you. So I'm just going to cherish every moment that I have with throwing to you. So, Jason,
Please say it's not so.
I will not go. Turn the lights off. Carry me on and on and on and on and on. Okay, Jason. Producer's pick. Take it away.
Well, thank you, Alexi. And yes, that's right, listeners. Next season, someone else will be throwing to me other than Alex. I don't know how I'm going to cope, what I'm going to do. But yeah, that's worth tuning in for. So, it is now that time of the show for the producers. Oh my God! Oh, I nearly wet myself again. Okay, so
Twice on this episode. What's going on?
it was very excitable episode. So, okay, we've been talking about drinking culture in Australia and all the things, and it's all very interesting. But what I want to know, and I think our amigos who are listening, I think what they want to know is, boys, if there was one thing that you could do to improve the drinking culture in Australia, what is it? Trent!
Oh, shit. Ah, yes. Sorry. This is really simple. Didn't even tell it. Make a good mid-strength drink. Make a good mid-strength beer.
Love
That is
that.
good. Actually good. Tastes good. Really makes you come back for more. Mid-strength beer to solve, not to solve, just to make it better. Then maybe make it better in, say, ways like, just how, change Australia's culture of how, drinking a lot to get fucked. I don't know. A mid-strength beer is usually just like to kind of tone yourself down, is it?
I don't know. I've
So,
never drank them.
I just think it would create an improvement in some
It's to
regard.
prolong the inevitable.
Yeah,
That's all it is.
that's exactly right. So
More
it actually
more
almost
liquid, less
encourages.
result.
It does the opposite, Trent. It actually encourages to drink more alcohol because you're not getting the buzz off what you're drinking.
So it's either two heavies or
Correct.
4 middies.
Correct.
So you're drinking more liquid
So
to get the same
Yeah,
result.
no one
Yeah.
wants that. No one
Yeah,
wants to
no
drink
one
more
wants-
Unless
liquid
it's
than
a
what they have
delicious
to.
beer.
so it kind of counteracts.
Well, let's just solve that with a mid-strength beer that solves that problem in some way or form.
I love it. I love it. That sounds like a plan. All right.
Somehow, some way, get the guy. I'm not the scientist behind it. I'm the idea man. Work out the mid-strength. Mitch, what about you?
Just fucking make it affordable.
He's really good.
Christ. You know what? In Australia, anyway. My God.
Everywhere else,
Ask
it's so cheap, man.
just so
Japan was very
expensive.
cheap. America, ridiculous.
It's like
Is that going to
I
help?
went to the pub recently, got a couple of rounds, just for a couple of schoolies. It was like $17.80 for some schooners.
God. That's
Hang on,
ludicrous.
what,
I have
per
a que-
schooner? No,
No.
For two.
for two.
Hey, can you repeat the question you asked? Because I'm just clarifying
Improve.
what he's saying.
That's what-
How do we
I
improve?
said if there was one thing that you could do to improve the drinking culture. So that was up to
by making
that
it
was up to you to
cheaper.
interpret.
Everything cheaper. In public, instead of having, because you know what?
I know when they've taken it.
I know,
Yeah.
they're going the opposite.
I was genuine, thank you.
The reason why that will improve the drinking culture in Australia is less people will be buying slabs from Dan Murphy's and more people will be enjoying a beverage somewhere because they can afford it. Or imagine all the people
fair,
on the dole.
I understand.
They can't
Okay,
afford-
no, yeah.
bartender can't afford
You've
a
now
scooter
you've
at
now
the pub.
you've now explained it. So you're saying at venues that we're going out at a place, it should be a lot cheaper.
To encourage
cheaper, to
socialisation,
encourage-
people
yeah,
coming
socialisation.
together.
That's
Yeah.
spot
to
on.
encourage business.
That's incredible. No,
in
that's good.
Australia,
Yeah.
because if you're going to go there for a few drinks, guess what? You might get some fucking garlic bread and some bruschetta.
No, that sounds
and then you
good.
might
I like
fucking
that.
find yourself there for dinner.
Yeah, that's great.
But
I
if
agree.
it's going to cost you $24 for one cocktail,
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah.
Ridiculous.
that's, you know,
I thought you were
people aren't
saying-
people aren't going to spend as much time out in places making Australia money as businesses. They're just going to do pre-drinks at home and get a freaking 10-pack of cruisers and slam them down with snorkels.
Yeah. Yeah.
Instead of enjoying
Yeah, true.
what the beautiful Melbourne nightlife and day life with all these beer gardens these days has to offer.
And that I think that actually kind of stopped us as well from going out a lot. Like as we grew older, like think about it when we,
Especially we
when
got
we,
into
I
some
don't,
very pricey drinking habits.
yeah, we did,
Fucking vodka Red Bulls, I tell you what.
oh no, that's your. Yeah.
Oh, don't you
Yeah.
say that's mine.
No,
Don't
no.
you dare say that's
You started
mine.
that. You started that.
And you've continued on and you continued on.
I'm not buying it.
putting
I joined in.
Hey,
Hell
so-
yeah, it's a bit of fun.
This is shout out to like what 6-7 years ago when we used to go to Next. Beers would be $2. We didn't drink beer at the time.
Yeah,
we
$4
drank them then.
during plastic events. Drinks were $3 or $2 for the first hour, $3 for the second hour, $4 for the fourth hour for spirits. I'm not saying that these spirits were Johnny Walker or like you know these were awful brand name drinks.
It brought the crowds out earlier.
But it brought the people out earlier. It encouraged, and I'm not here to advocate for cheap drinks, but that whole going out thing, that's not my argument that I'm throwing out there, but that's just to support Mitch. Like, times have changed now. We go out less because it costs more. We could go out 3 times in a fortnight previously.
How long has it been since we've gone to a club?
And that's one session.
Oh, right.
Last time we went was to Persa. I know, Provincial. Good
How
place.
long
Shout out.
ago was that?
I don't know,
That was
like a month and a half.
And a half? Whereas religiously,
But no
ask
way.
anyone that knows us.
Yeah,
it
we go
was-
every second week, every week, even.
it-
That was way back.
So
every-
It's just too expensive.
you know the reason why that it's so expensive with the tax on it.
Oh,
Right? Do
obviously
you know,
understand.
they're dead set like the tax like thing is why it's in place. Like the actual reason is
to
because
stop people from drinking.
yeah, and public drunkenness.
Same as smoking.
I
That's
just
why smokes go up, because they're trying to get people to stop smoking in public and stop smoking in general.
I just thought always it was like
How's that
a
going for everyone? Not very well.
just like a cost of living here. I thought that was kind of like the cost of living. I just didn't realize it was actually like
stop.
what
They
how they've
literally,
written
the
that
prices are so high because of the drinking culture in Australia, which is
Yeah.
what we're talking about this
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah, my
And that's how I want to improve the drinking culture.
yeah. I drink them all.
Australia by making it cheap again.
I would say to improve the drinking culture, or just the drinking culture, it'd be something that's already in place and something that's happening at the moment, and it's lower calorie drinks. I'm a big advocate for them, and I don't necessarily mean like a mid-strength beer or anything. I mean just like a drink that is lower in calories. Because think about it, if any guy, girl, anyone, any human on the planet goes out drinking, and you end up drinking 8 drinks to get drunk, and they're sugary drinks, you're drinking those 8 drinks, and that'll eventually lead to obesity.
belly bloats, baby.
Yeah, correct. If you're drinking 8 beers, that's 2 days worth of calories that you shouldn't be drinking or eating. So it's like I like the whole new wave of seltzers and low calorie beers that are still decently strength. So that wave coming through, I like that. That's it's already, the improvement's already happening in my eyes. But still moderation is key for anything in life, I think.
I love that, Alexi. Salsa.
Thank you so much for listening to another episode of the Alex, Mitch and Trent Show. Don't forget to follow us rate us 5 stars, follow us on Instagram, and wherever we say to follow us too, I guess. Yeah, stuffed it again. Classic Trent. Tune in next week. Oh, no.
We'll be back regardless.
Adios, amigos.
See you at the pub.
Sponsor him. Good beer.